School, who will be one of the contestants, I guess you'd call them, at the competition on Saturday.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling right now? Like if you were to go in and do this tomorrow, how would you feel right now?
I'd be a little nervous, but I think it would be okay because I know the poems already. So it's kind of like, it's like I know the poems, but it's
Sure.
just kind of going up in front of people is a little nerve-wracking. But
Yeah. So this is probably a good first step here at the radio. There's
Yeah.
a few of us here in the studio with you today.
yeah.
Why don't you tell us, why did you get involved in Poetry Out Loud, and then we'll talk a little bit about your poems.
I thought it would be a really good way to like kind of get over my fear of speaking in front of other people and to like go beyond, I guess, what would normally be taught, I guess, in school and learn about other poets and like what they write
Mm-hmm.
and like just learn more about poetry overall.
Yeah. Have you been interested in poetry prior to this? Is that something that you've been reading, or have you been writing yourself?
Not really, but I just wanted to like know more about it because I always thought poetry was kind of neat and I just really wanted to like learn more about it.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about each of the poems. I think you're going to read 2 poems today.
Yes.
So tell me about each of them.
Well, my first poem is Kitchen Fable by Eleanor Ross Taylor, and I really like it because it's like, it kind of is, it kind of represents a couple, I guess, and the woman is a fork and the man is a knife, and I just think that it kind of describes their relationship a little bit and like with, just kind of compares them, I guess. I think
Okay.
it's interesting.
All right. And then the other one?
There's Been a Death in the Opposite House by Emily Dickinson is my second one, and I like that one because it kind of shows like what comes after death, and I've never really experienced like a death or anything, so I thought it was kind of like giving insight to like what happens after and like how it affects other people, I guess.
All right. I think now would be a great time to start with one of the poems. We might take a break and chat a little bit more, but if you're ready to read one of them, why don't you, and if you want to stand up or sit, whatever you want to do. If you're comfortable, ready to go, why don't you let us know which one you're going to read and go ahead and begin, and we'll be very quiet.
And I should jump in and say, listeners, she's not reading. She has no paper in front of her. This is totally memorized, but I'm not scoring her accuracy this morning.
All right.
Okay, so the first one is Kitchen Fable by Eleanor Ross Taylor. The fork lived with the knife and found it hard. For years took nicks and scratches, not to mention cuts. She who took tedium by the ears, non-forthcoming pickles, defiant stretched out lettuce, sauce-scooed particles. He who came down whack, his conversation even, edged. Lying beside him in a drawer, she formed a crazy patina. The seasons stacked. Melons succeeded by cured pork. He dulled. He was a dull knife, while she was, after all, a fork.
Thank you. So, in other words, you never really know that there's any human beings involved, but the cutlery actually represents the people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.